then war, fight, anger, a lot of these things. So I hope all of you love it. Music, obviously all of you know J.R. Rahman sir, the best and best of technicians, the best and best of actors. Kishore sir is part of our film. So I hope all of you here in Karnataka love it. And sir has done a wonderful job with the translation as well. That's all. Just give us your love, give us your support. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದವರೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಹೌ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆರ್ ಯು ಸರ್? ಹೌ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಆರ್ ಯು?
ಹಾಯ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಣಕಂ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Thank you. I can see that. I'm so happy and I'm seeing you again after a short time. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಪೊನ್ನಿಯಿನ್ ಸೆಲ್ವನ್ ಡಬ್ಬಿಂಗ್ ನಡೀತಿರುವಾಗ ಐ ಥಾಟ್ ವೈ ನಾಟ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೋ ಶೋರ್ ಐ ಕಿಲ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್. ನಾನು ಏನೇನೋ
ಏನೇನೋ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ
I killed it. So if I did, I'm sorry. But anyway, it's so nice having you here. And I want to talk about Ponniyin Selvan. The thing is, Karthi is the expert on this. He will tell a lot. Before that, and the last word was hail with him. Good. Okay. It's a novel that was written around 1954-55, so almost 70 years. It's been a bestseller in Tamil literature, and it's the best novel that's ever happened.
Because it's so well written. Till today, that novel is one of the best sellers. My daughter is 9 years old, she's reading that novel. So you know how interesting that novel is. So I think the way my character is written, it was so very clearly written. You will even understand what he's thinking. Not just what he's talking, but even what he's thinking is well written in the book. So I just have to read the book multiple times to understand the character better. And after that, I had Mani sir to help me. And of course, I read a little bit of history also to understand 10th century. Otherwise, I think every day in the spot, it's preparing with the director. Mani sir knows exactly what he wants from my character. Because he has to be funny sometimes. And the comedy, mostly historical characters are serious, but in the character for the comedy. So I had to blend pandrathu was a little challenging. I had Mani sir to help me out.
Actually, crores of fans and people waiting in Karnataka.
Sorry, எனக்கும் பிடிக்காது, but I like this history. I think it's a movie finally. In that case, Game of Thrones, it's not history, but it is something which is you learn a lot. It was such a craze. It's like that. I think it will be a different world. Bahubali was also a history. I mean, it's fantasy, but it was received so well. So I think it's how you present it. And what is nice here is Bahubali was a great film. I mean, Arnold Gar is a great director. Mani sir has his own style, and he has tried to do his vision of this book. Like a band master, blue shirt, blue pant. And the irony is, I could have been Aditya Chola. Music director was a person called Dilip, who later became A.R. Rahman sir. And the director was a distant relative of Mani sir. So I think it was already written that I have to have this and be Aditya character.
Do you believe, sir, that?
Sorry?
Do you believe that fate and all?
Did I believe?
Yeah.
That's why I'm sitting here. I'm so happy. When I heard, I said, thank God I took that hand.
Thank you.
A dream come true, because like you said, I haven't done a period film, and it was always a dream of mine to dress up for a period film and get into costume and stuff like that. So Mani sir, of course, I worked with him a decade and a half ago. So his working style is something that I already was used to, because the way he handles any film is very similar. The way he goes about his workshops, rehearsals, homework, etc., etc. So that part of it was, I knew that when we were taking step one, he's a tough taskmaster, and he makes sure all his actors are extremely like 100 and probably 10% well rehearsed by the time we set foot on set. So that way he makes our jobs a bit easier while filming. But the whole prep to it was a challenge. It was hard work. It was a lot of fun. We had numerous readings, numerous costume trials, each and every one of us, jewelry trials, hair trials, makeup trials. So we had about 6 to 8 months of prep and lots of time with Mani sir. Like if we had scenes, it would be with Karthi, it would be me, Karthi, Mani sir. If I had a scene with Sharad sir, it would be the 3 of us doing readings. And yeah, it was challenging, it was fun. Definitely a period film looks way more, looks easier from the outside. Once you set foot into it, it's quite tough, costume part of it, everything is tough about it. But it was fun.
To speak, so I will stick to English. My name is Aishwarya Lakshmi and I play Kumurli in the film. And Bangalore, I just want to say a small connect, that I have a personal connect that I have to Bangalore. So it's after my first film that I really wanted to act in films. I wanted to be an actor, explore, be better and better. But I was not getting the opportunity. So I decided to do an acting workshop. That was in Bombay. And while I was there, I attended an audition for a film directed by Ashik Kapoor. And they called me for the second round. I didn't want to go, thinking, who will get an opportunity? Like, why would they choose me? So I didn't want to go, and my best friend actually booked the ticket for me, and she flew me down to Cochin for the audition. While I was in Bombay, the last few days of the acting workshop, I got the call back saying you didn't make it. You didn't make the final cut. You're not the heroine that we are looking for. And it was a very difficult night. I cried the entire night, and the next day, instead of going straight to Chennai, I had a transit in Bangalore. Not next day, 2 days later. So
I also I read the book and I was very. I heard the stories as a child, as a little boy in a domesticated. So I was always I liked Bhagya Devan's character. I liked Rajaraja Cholan's character, but Aditya Karigalan was something that I like doing these tragic heroes. A character who's flawed. This character is, though he's a king, he's a crown prince. He doesn't want the trappings of royalty. He doesn't want the throne. He just goes away because of love. He's so powerful, but he's so vulnerable. He's so violent, but he's helpless. There's so many things. The whole spectrum is there, and he's like the tragic hero that I love, like Karnan. Aditya Karigalan is also like that. So I love this character. When Mani sir told me, I was like very excited. But having said that, any of these 3 characters I would love to do because all the characters are nice. This Mani sir basically told me that I had to grow my hair because he said my horse should be an extension of me, my hair, the way he looks, and he's a Shivan Bhaktan, so he felt that his look should almost look a little like him. So that was that part, but physicality. Other than that, it's acting and I love the character and I just enjoyed and working with Mani sir. It is so nice and working with artists like this where it was so nice because we don't have multi-stars, so there was a very healthy competition, but it wasn't like a regular commercial film. It was a film where we all century or like from the 9th to 10th century. And during that period, Rajaraja Chola, which is played by him, when he was the king, he built about 3,000 temples. He built a lot of temples. He built about 5,000 dams. They had politicals. He had politics. There was voting to select village heads. They had water management ministry. They had everything, and they had so much like literature flourished. There was so much of heritage and so much of culture. This, when you compare to the rest of the world at that time, is very strange because America got there. They were discovered 500 years later when it was still a country which was just filled with native Indians. So that was like that. That is the difference you can show in India, what was happening in India at that time. So that culture is something that is reflected in all our stories. Like this particular dynasty had its borders stretching all the way to Bali and to China, and even, for instance, even Karnataka, you have in Mahabharata and in Ramayana where they say that Hampi is actually was once considered the capital of Bali. So that is the kind of influence we've all had around the world. And we are part of this story where all of us play very interesting characters. Some of us, like he is a fictional character, but all the others have been part of history, and we've done our roles which are very, very strong. The women in this film are, what do you say, very, very powerful, very strong-minded. Likewise, all the characters, like all of us are there. We have about, in this film, we have about 14 heroes. And every girl in this movie is either a heroine or she's been a heroine sometime. That is the kind of cast that Manisha has been able to play. And talking about him, I think this movie deserves somebody like Manisha, and he is the master craftsman, and we all feel so proud to be a part of this dream of his, which he's been trying to do for almost 40 years, and now he's finally done it. And I had the great pleasure of working with such wonderful artists, and we've learned a lot from each other. We share a lot of stories which in Tamil